Let's see what this one is. Matt versus Japan exposed.
DJT, they discovered immersion learning through my content. So if it wasn't for me, they would still be.
YouTuber Matt vs. Japan, famously known for making money off of his rebranded AI guide, is really just a scummy scammer. A scummy scammer. It is funny how his creation is just repackaged and cleaned up. Okay, let's see here. Yeah, bullshit with you. Hi Matt. Hi Matt. Yeah. Hey Matt. I used to look up to this man. Yeah. I rely on Patreon, blah blah blah.
Like Refold stage 1 package. It has like tells you exactly what to immerse with on what day. It's like so you. I'm like, dude, almost everything I do is free. I have all these free.
I have all Refold, like all the whole Refold site is free, and I bet a lot of those people on DJT, they discovered immersion learning through my content. So if it wasn't for me, they would still be doing Genki and shit like that.
Right.
Like, thing that is kind of problematic is that I make money off all this stuff, because I know in like 4chan, there's kind of this vibe that like everything should be free, and you shouldn't sell stuff. That's like immoral to sell stuff.
Right.
And it's kind of silly, but that is the vibe, right? Everyone pirates everything, and so that the fact that I make money off it, even though most stuff is free, it bothers me. But I probably will sell more stuff in the future, so they'll probably hate me even more when that time comes. Refold needs money to pay people to build what Refold's going to become. So money is necessary, and so we need to make money. This isn't, we don't like literally Ethan wants to turn Refold into something really big. His long-term vision is like to like overtake Duolingo and become the dominant language learning method.
That'd be epic.
So and so the JP1K, that like the Patreon went up by like $1,000 the month that we added that as a thing, because people want it. So make their own. It's like, if the deck's that easy to make and that's what you're complaining about, then just make your own. The idea is the important part. I'm giving you the idea for free. So I would sell it. I would be willing to make it overpriced if people were going to buy it. I also have some friends who like used to be quite close with Katsumoto. And surprisingly, I was surprised, he made a ton of money from selling Silver Spoon. Like millions of dollars from selling Silver Spoon.
Of dollars.
Yeah, because when you do the math, some of the courses where, so the idea is that there's a small population of what they call whales out there. There's just these people, and they're kind of gullible, and they have a lot of money, whether that's because they got really lucky with Bitcoin or because their parents are rich and they're spoiled for whatever reason. And so if you can like target that small percentage of people that are rich but also kind of gullible, then you can make a ton of money. Because if you sell a course for, let's just say $1,000, you only have to sell like you can make if you sell 100 courses, then you make 100K, right? So you don't, and then when you think about like just 100, it's like, well, we almost have 1,000 patrons at Refold, so that's not a lot of people, right? So in terms of just making money, if you are a sellout and you just make a course and you sell it for a ton of money, and then you like have good marketing, like that by far makes you the most money. that's what Kasamoto did. So, but I would be willing to sell something that is good for a grossly overpriced price
for like those whales.
For the whales. Yeah, then, like maybe Refold. Well, basically, what we're talking about is Refold might have premium courses that are like $500 or something. That is like $500, and it's like complete like Refold stage 1 package. It has like tells you exactly what to immerse with on what day. It's like so someone could make 0 decisions and go through the process. We might have that one day. Be big on the site, because when you go to a site and they're shoving some $500 thing down your throat, most people's reaction is, oh, so this is just a scam, or like, oh, this is just, you know. So it will actually probably be like it will only get marketed to like people on an email list that like have like shown a certain amount of interest, and then they're just like nitpicking Refold basically, even though it's like probably the like most wholesome and like helpful language learning like system that exists right now at the present moment.
I mean, to be completely honest, I mean, at least in your Refold community, how many do you think will actually like make it to actually learn Japanese the way it is?
You mean like reach basic fluency?
I guess so, yeah. Maybe percent-wise, or
maybe 10%. I don't know.
Is that a bit low?
It's not that it can't happen, but it's unlikely to happen, because it's like an inherent like teacher-student relationship almost, right? It's like they're coming to me as an authority and wanting to ask for my help, and so that naturally puts me in like an authoritative position, and so the nature of the relationship, it's kind of like unlikely for it to become something else. And a lot of times the people who are patrons, they also don't view me as a person in a different way, they view me as in a different type of way, where they're viewing me as like almost like a god of Japanese who like has like infinite knowledge about language learning. And I can feel that that like it's like, yeah, I know a lot about language learning, I could probably help you out, but of course my knowledge is limited, and in my point of view, I know how much I don't know, so I don't feel like I'm you know, like some all-knowing thing, you know, like person or whatever, but I kind of have to play it. It's not in my interest to try to convince them that I'm in my interest to kind of like play to that, like they're projecting onto me that I'm like some god, and it's in my interest to just play and pretend that I am. And it's like mutually beneficial. It's like they have this great experience because they feel like they're interacting with a god, and then I get the benefit of they keep wanting to pay me money, so it's like works out. I mean, there's definitely been times where I wish I could just be like more honest. But in my mind, there's the boundary between the patrons and between the haters is very thin, and where like they will like want to do consultations with me, or just like want to subscribe to my Patreon and watch my exclusive content. And so like for that stuff to work, I have to be an authority, right? Like who's going to listen to some random guy who's like okay at Japanese? The whole reason why people care is because I have this reputation for being like amazing at Japanese. Trying to sell this idea that doesn't make sense to them. And so the one thing I have going for me is like, oh, but I'm really, really good. So it's like, okay, well, it sounds weird, but maybe it actually works because apparently he's really good, right? So I do need, like, there's a lot of times where I wish I didn't have to, I could be like you, and I could just be like, yep, here's where I'm at, here's my weaknesses, here's how I want to improve. But it's like, just doesn't work. Like if I did that, the whole point is that everyone thinks I'm like amazing at Japanese. I mean, I know most people think I'm better than I really am, but that's kind of by design because it's in my interest to make it seem like I'm as good as possible. But what we knew is that people want the deck that I made, even if it's not even the best one. Even if there's another one that's free that's pretty much the same, they want the one that a certain population of people, they want the one that Matt vs. Japan made. And so and we knew that, so it's like free money basically.
I mean, like that works to your advantage, definitely. I mean, what would you say is like the line where you can't pass this? Because I've heard of like Kazumoto and like his silver spoon $1,000 thing. I think you mentioned it before. Like, where would you draw the line between like something that's actually useful and something that's like a money grab?
It was partially the reason why the deck was like kind of low quality was because it was a new idea, and I didn't want to work on like a really high quality deck before the idea had been like tested. So it was kind of like here's a V1. It's like a beta version of the idea.
Yeah, yeah. There's an idea, get a real job, stop scamming people. This is for all the language learning community. This is for the whole language learning community. Get a real job, stop scamming people, you fucking shit humans. Yeah, hi. Why? Yeah, hi. Yeah. Get a real job, stop scamming people. Matt versus Japan and all the other scammers from this language learning scam community. Okay, this channel here only have one video here, but it seems like this person is very angry at Matt versus Japan. Matt versus Japan, the scammer, same like all the other scammers in this language learning scam community. Yeah, hi. The whole language learning community is a scam community, just scamming people's money. And I'm very sure Matt versus Japan is not fluent high level in Japanese. He only studied by himself in USA and never go to Japan, just studying by himself. And he only studied for a few years or something. He's not fluent in Japanese in only few years, in just 1, 2, 3 years or 4 years. He's not fluent in Japanese high level, especially that he never go to Japan. He's just a liar and a scammer. He never lived in Japan and he's not fluent in Japanese. He's a liar and a scammer, same like this whole language learning scam community. Also another video here about this.